Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers podcast. What's this, 99?
Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone as well.
Happy New
From both
Year.
sides.
Hope you've all had a good one. It's been a decent start to the new year, seemingly anyway. Did you get up to much, mate?
Nice, relaxing Christmas. Actually, just enjoyed relaxing, to be honest. I didn't really do much, see the family. Tried to make a deliberate effort just to relax this year, to be honest. Yourself?
Pretty much exactly the same, mate. I did absolutely nothing. Sat in front of the telly, chilled out, and worked.
Episode 99. We hope to have Lee back for episode 100. Fingers crossed. If not, obviously, we'll still be here for next week. So we ain't done a show for a couple of weeks, so I know it's sort of old news now, but mate, I get your thoughts on Moyes' return. So
probably the same as most West Ham fans, I would imagine, mate.
Let's have your thoughts without the Bournemouth game anchoring you a bit.
So without
your thoughts
hasn't changed. So even before then, when it was first announced, I didn't think it was a good appointment. And I've said this so many times to so many people. I've got nothing against David Moyes, genuinely nothing against David Moyes at all. I think it seems like a decent bloke. I think he's a decent manager. And I think he did a decent job for us last time around. But last time around, he was deemed not good enough to take us to that next level. But now, apparently, 18 months later, he is.
Is that next level a myth now, though? Is it something we need to drop as West Ham fans now? Like, it's all broken promises, and I'm not letting the ball off here at all. Is it something we just got to accept ain't going to happen? Under this ball, it is not going to happen.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But, you know, after going for the manager like Pellegrini, do you know what, for me, the biggest thing is it just showed a complete lack of imagination, a lack of ambition. I don't know. There was just no. It's just the easy choice. Do you know what I mean? The easy option. And I do genuinely think that you shouldn't go back. I don't believe in going back. But listen, now he's been appointed, and I said this at the time.
I'm getting behind him.
Before the Bournemouth game, he's our manager now. It is what it is. Like you say, mate, get behind him and support him as best we can. It's not his fault he got the job. So
we'll talk about the game in a minute. But yeah, I went the game Saturday, and like I say, the atmosphere wasn't like that. It wasn't. It didn't feel like there was a hostility. Don't be wrong. Maybe if we conceded the first goal, it could have changed very quickly. Yeah, it did have that feel of, do you know what? Let's get behind Dave. You know what I mean? It's not Dave's fault. You know what I mean? He seems like quite a nice guy, to be honest. Anyway, he talks very well in interviews. Yeah, just get behind him. I will say though, and this is nothing against him. This is against the board now. Okay, you've got your cheap manager now. You haven't had to spend any money out. Obviously, you're paying Pellegrini and his staff. There's a transfer money now. You've not had to buy someone 10, 15 million pound out of their contract. David Moyes should have 40 million to spend.
Be nice, wouldn't it? I can't see it. I can't see it. Obviously, we've been linked with a lot of players in the last couple of days. It's going to be freebies and loans, in my opinion, or it's going to be cheap players and loans. I can't see us. I hope I'm wrong. But I just can't see him spending big. Maybe, if we stay up and we have a decent season, then he might give Moyes a decent war chest in the summer. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. The press reports seem to say I am wrong, but they do that every single year. It's the same.
We'll talk about transfers in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's sort of like universal, really, and get behind Moyes. It's the ball that we should be aiming our anger at. And it did start well, mate. Like I say, I've done reviews and stuff like that, and there's been loads of reviews out, but it's always nice to discuss it with someone else. Stam 4, Bournemouth 0. Our biggest win for 7 years, I think they said, and our biggest league win at the London Stadium, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was longer than 7 years. It was it was the biggest when it was the fastest we've got 3 goals in a match since 2007, and it was, I can't remember the year now, but yeah, it's a long time. Fantastic result. Unfortunately, I missed I was working during the first half, so I only saw the first half on my phone. to see all the goals. Got home in time and watch the second half.
What did you see different? What impressed you?
Just the work rate, energy. Do you know what it is, mate? It seems like the players had a purpose. They knew what they were supposed to be doing. And I think that was the biggest thing under Pellegrini. The players didn't look like they knew what they were supposed to be doing. They didn't look like they knew what their jobs were. It's difficult as well, because how much impact could he really have? He's only been at the club for 2 days. But there was an impact, and the players did look like they had a specific job. They looked like they knew what they were supposed to do.
I love the pressing. The pressing was just brilliant.
Yeah.
All the hunting impacts, they was going after Bournemouth. Listen, that poor Bournemouth team. Really poor Bournemouth team. But
I mean, Moyes couldn't have asked for an easier first game. But like I say, he's only been at the club at the time, he'd only been in the club for 2 days. So it's not like he'd been with them on the training pitch or anything and instilling these ideas. I think it was pretty much the new manager bounce. Everyone lifts their effort, everyone lifts their game. A lot of reports coming out that the players weren't happy with Pellegrini, that Pellegrini had switched off, he wanted to go, and the players sort of weren't bothered. They wanted.
I don't think it's so much as we're given instructions. Someone made a really good point, actually. I think it was the players actually decided that they're going to follow instructions with Moyes. I think they're just... He just looked like a dead man in the end, Pellegrini. He did. He had the Avon Grant in the end. There's no inspiration there. With Moyes as well, like I say, there's some good coaches coming in. Irvine, like I say, well renowned as one of the best number twos out there, and obviously Stuart Pearce coming back is always a good thing. So go through the goals, mate. New little feature I found, a little trick this thing can do. So our first goal, very lucky goal, came from this man. Very lucky, very, very lucky. Don't shoot, you don't score.
Yeah, that's it. It was lucky, but do you know what? When it first went in, and I saw, like I said, I was literally watching it on my phone, but when the goal went in, and I see it took a massive deflection, and I initially thought the first shot was a shocker, but it actually weren't. That was going, the keeper probably had it covered, but that was going towards the bottom corner, which I think is why Noble actually got credited for the goal instead of an own goal. And yeah, like you say, mate, you don't shoot, you don't score.
So
and
me and Lee kept saying, sitting next to each other, shoot. Like before that goal happened, it's like, come on, just shoot. Like someone pull the trigger, and then that's what happens.
Yeah, you get a bit of luck, and we haven't had much luck this season. So it was nice. We had a lot of luck in this game.
So, something we will discuss later, actually. VAR, I've put as a topic later on, but VAR was definitely on our side today on Saturday. Second goal, mate, came from this man. What goal?
Yeah.
What a goal.
Fantastic finish.
I love the celebration as well.
Do you know what, though? I didn't love the celebration.
It's like, give me the ball and I'll score.
Yeah, but again, rumours today that he's not happy at the club and he wants gone as soon as possible. He wants out. And to me, that celebration sort of showed that. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully, we start playing better football. Hopefully, he starts scoring goals, and then maybe that will change and he'll want to stay. But yeah, fantastic finish, and it shows what he can do. His work rate and effort was much higher than it has been in previous weeks.
I think it's a new lease of life, and and things. His mind changes a bit. I think any player, at the caliber of season that he had last year, he was linked with clubs last year, and he's seen like Jovic go to Real Madrid. He is going to have that in his head. Surely anyone would, with no affiliation to West Ham, who would go, I don't really fancy this.
See, we've been saying for weeks, mate. We've been saying he had the look of a player that was like, what am I doing here? He's throwing his career away. So we need to change that. We need to show that we are going in the right direction now. And hopefully he'll kick on and he'll stick around. But yeah, the rumours ain't good at the minute. Possibly a big reason why we are being heavily linked with Gabigol, who I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, great to see him on the score sheet. Great to see him. I'm really pleased for him. Pleased that he scored. And like I said, hopefully that's a turning point for him.
Yeah, just going to drop in the comments quickly. Good evening, guys. Happy New Year. Personally think Moyes is going to do a decent job for us. He is a man with a point to prove. Yeah, that also is a good thing you've got to look at. He's coming in. He's got to prove himself. Well, he hasn't got to prove himself, but he's got to prove. He wants to prove Sullivan, even us, the West Ham fans. He wants to prove us wrong. And yeah, I just hope it continues. And I think when we talk about it in a minute, the cup game is going to be so important, so important. Emma says that celebration showed me I'm the man. That's what I can do if you supply me. That's what I thought as well. To be honest, it was more
Well,
of like
listen,
an Eric Cantona style
I
celebration.
I hope that's the case, mate. I really do, and I hope, like I say, I said at the time, it's the typical sort of arrogant Frenchman celebration, and if that's all it was, brilliant. Hopefully, like I say, that's all it was. But yeah, great to see him score.
Yeah, definitely. Second goal, again. Sorry, the third goal. Mark Noble again. He knew exactly what he was doing when he burst into that box, and I even said to Lee, I was like, if he goes into that box, he is the best playing a free kick and playing a penalty. He put it perfectly.
I tell you what, though, he did well to get round his man and get into the box.
Mate, he was fantastic. I can't deny it. He was fantastic all game.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people. All the talk was about it was a soft penalty. Personally, it was a penalty all day long. He had hands all over him, kicking at his heels, and he leant on his back. It's a penalty. But no one seemed to be talking how well Noble did to actually get into that position in the first place. Completely left his man, got
burst the pace.
Yeah, didn't even know Mark had that in him. And then he don't miss. On the commentary I was watching, they said I think he's only missed 2 penalties in his career.
Yeah, and I think I was at one of them against Tottenham. Remember one against Tottenham, first game of the season a few years ago.
25 scored out of 27 penalties. Incredible record.
Yeah. That's it. It's all right saying, it's only a penalty, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of good world-class players flop when it comes to the penalty spot.
How many's Aguero missed?
Yeah. Aguero,
do you know what I mean?
Rashford.
Yeah.
Rashford's renowned. Yeah, Pogba renowned for missing penalties. It's not. Yeah, it's okay. You're there 12 yards and it's just you and the goalie. You've still got to put it in. Yeah. Drop in the comments again. And our celebration. That's what I thought. But it was very Cantona-esque. And Emma's free end. I don't know what that means.
I'm guessing he's saying that he's missed 3, but I don't know. On the commentary, they definitely said
miss free. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah,
they definitely said 2 on what free. Kent Emma, what free? There you go.
Yeah, what free? Oh, there we go. Yeah, Hull Chelsea. Yeah, I remember the Spurs when I was at the Spurs game. I remember that one. Yeah, so obviously 3-0 half time. That stadium was like Ringworld. It was like, what's going? I think I might start going again because where I haven't been. Last time I went, we won 3-0. The Southampton game, so it's like, God bloody hell! West Ham are pressing. West Ham are moving the ball. West Ham look confident. It was just brilliant. It's one of the best halves of football I've seen West Ham play at London Stadium, without a doubt. Fornells, I love Fornells. Honestly, the geezer runs his socks off. It's getting better and better every game.
Yeah, and we've always said there's a player there, and 100% he really is kicking on. He's involved.
Nearly scored as well. Nearly scored as well.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't actually. That would have been some goal. But this actually worried me when I saw this, and Moyes come in and he's like, I think we've got a good set of players here. We've got the players are better than they've shown, and all the rest of it. And everything that was happening just made me think, we're not going to invest any money. But yeah, hopefully we carry on. Hopefully we add to the team, because we have got the makings of easily a top 10 team, and we should be challenging that top 6 positions. Probably not going to happen this season, but we've got the team there to do it.
I think I really want Moyes to succeed. I'll be honest, I really want him to succeed. Nothing more would please me. We can all sit here and say we're disappointed, but nothing would please me more to see David Moyes still at that club 3-4 years' time, and we're a good, solid 10 team.
Of course.
I'll tell you a good one before we go on to the last goal. It's a really conversation I see on TalkSport, I think it was. What is the next level? What is the next level now? We've got to, we've got to diminish that thing of Champions League football and finishing the top 4. No. He's not our next level yet. He's not our next level yet. What is next level?
And again, we've spoken
about. You'd be happy with.
We've spoken about this before. I mean, first of all, for me, next level is a solid top 10 side pushing basically.
Go for relegation for me.
Yeah, basically what Moyes Everton was. You know, that as they say, the best of the rest. That's for me is our next level. That's where we need to get.
Where Wolves are at the minute, that sort of side. Wolves, not Leicester, because Leicester's the best run club in the Premier League, in my opinion. Obviously, Liverpool are fantastic on the football pitch, and Man City are brilliant. Leicester are the best run team in the league, without a doubt. Just can tell them the ball is all about the football, you know, and pleasing the fans. Jordan says, I think Fredericks had an underrated game. Yeah, he provided a great cross, and I think Neil's just touched on it there. He did, Jordan. That cross for Haller was a great goal. Yeah, because his supply has been dodge. Fredericks, he has been a bit dodge in terms of that. Yeah, and the last goal, mate. Listen, there's no one more relieved because he's my favourite player. Here he is. I'm just going to flash him up. Oh, not that yet. Oh, spoiling the show. Man. Oh, mate. Relief when that man scored. Relief.
Yeah.
I was so relieved for him.
And he really needs it. Obviously, just before he was subbed off as well. And he had a couple of chances just before then. And again, like you were saying earlier, mate, he looked like a player scared to shoot.
Mate, he looked like he left it too long. It was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it was coming all game. All game he was threatening. He was getting into positions. And then, like I say, sort of whether he was scared to pull the trigger or I don't know, obviously a player lacking in confidence. But yeah, the pass from Declan Rice on his left foot.
Gabby Alonso-esque. If Kevin De Bruyne had done that, if Kevin De Bruyne would have done that, it would have been all over Twitter.
Yeah, and then the touch to bring it down in front of his man, phenomenal, like absolutely incredible goal. And then, like you say, took it on. Once he got goal side, there was no way the defender was going to catch him, and he did well to just slip it under the keeper. Yeah, great goal, and so pleased for him. And I was actually again talking about Moyes and the Moyes effect on Knees Up Mother Brown. Someone said that they quoted an article. So it's a bit of going around the houses here. They quoted an article, and the article was all about Moyes coming to West Ham and saying about what things will change. And in the article, it actually said they wouldn't be surprised to see Felipe Anderson break his goal scoring duck very, very soon. And he did it in the first game.
It's been needed so much because there's a lot of people been getting on his back, and rightly so. You know, he's not been the best this year, but I just knew I had the feeling that this boy gets his first goal, we'll start seeing him prove it. Because I wouldn't say his effort has dropped. Still runs about and puts a great shift in. He's just, I know he lost that confidence to go past the player.
Yeah,
the confidence to have a shot.
Yeah, just lacking confidence, mate. Lacking confidence. And he wasn't helped by being the first player subbed off every week, regardless of how he was playing or how anyone else was playing. He was the first sub every time.
I think he's digged out a lot as well because he is that 40 million price tag. I think we're a bit guilty of going, well, you should be putting in £40 million performances every week. £40 million player nowadays is a very good player. It's not a £100 million
world-class player. No.
It's got to be consistent every week.
No,
that's the level we're at. Not gonna if you are consistent every week, you won't be playing for West Ham.
Just funny enough, just because I was just about to mention it, and I see a comment in the chat there about Masuaku talking about.
Mate, let's put it up before you start. Yeah.
Talking about confidence to take someone on when he come on as a sub. That's the Masuaku I remember.
I think he's going to improve massively.
Yeah, and he play him further forward, play him in midfield. That's the Masuaku I remember running at players, taking players on, little step overs, flicks. Masuaku is one of the most technical players we've got when it comes to sort of tricks. Yeah, he's quick. I thought his cameo was brilliant, like really good.
Someone actually asked a question. I did a live video the other day. Said about Masuaku. Is there a shout for him to maybe be the CDM cover?
No, I don't think so.
CDM because he played in centre mid, didn't he? And he was like really comfortable, little touches.
His defensive positioning is bad enough at left back, let alone in the middle of the pitch. No. I would definitely left wing, left mid, maybe even a left centre mid. But I wouldn't put him CDM. Not for me. Someone else, again, obviously completely different levels. But could Moyes this season moving forward, could we be seeing a sort of Gareth Bale effect?
Well, I'd like to see, mate. He's definitely got the ability to play left wing and be, I think, a very, very good left winger.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Moyes liked him though. He
Mm.
liked him when he was here last time, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, and that would be really interesting because I quite liked Anderson played as well.
Mm.
So he sort of played second striker, did he? He weren't quite striker. He was sort of just in behind there.
He played off him, yeah.
Yeah, and I quite liked him there. So maybe Anderson's a position potentially, and then you could put Masuaku on the left, Antonio on the right, and then you've got pace all over the place then.
Mm.
Yeah. Fredericks looks better because I think he was Moyes signing originally before he left first time. I like playing him in the number 10, able to pull the strings, works better. Yeah, that's what we were just saying. Have you boys watched the coaching videos Moyes did with kids about high press, which is what we did in the last game, and the attackers, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I did watch that actually. Yeah, it's interesting. But I think I watched the video of Gonzo. He said it was a Pellegrini one. Did you watch the Pellegrini one, Porto, about the Man City game?
Yeah, I did watch the Pellegrini one, yeah, and he looked like an absolute tactical genius.
Yeah. I think it's very easy to easy, but like I think it's easier for a manager who's about something that's come off. You wouldn't get a manager like you wouldn't get Pellegrini going on there going, well, let's go through the Oxford 4-0 and what I did wrong. Do you know what I mean? I think it's very easy when it's come off and your players have listened. You know what I mean? But it was good. It was an interesting video.
I haven't watched the Moyes ones. There's 2 videos, I think. I haven't watched them yet. I've seen links to them, so I will watch them, but I haven't watched them yet.
Yeah, but it is very interesting. Yeah, I think obviously he talks. I think a manager can talk about football a lot better than what anyone else could. So a manager can make themselves sound. I can't remember the last time we did Ole. I've watched it, Gary. It was very. So in general, mate, great first game, no?
Mm. Great, yeah, like I say, couldn't ask for a better first game for Moyes. Bournemouth are shocking at the minute. I think they're the only team. Well, now they probably are the only team on a worse run than us. Probably on form, the worst team in the league at the minute.
I think they've got the West Ham effect, mate. Diao, last 6 months of his contract. I think the players are having the same sort of thing that happened at West Ham.
Yeah,
over the last couple of years.
Take nothing away from the win, nothing away at all. It was a fantastic performance, and we've played against worse teams or just as bad teams and got beat recently. And obviously, doing a team 4-0. When was exactly like you say? We ain't done that for a very, very long time. So take nothing away from the win, but it's going to be the next
Sheffield United
few
is
weeks.
The one. Sheffield United is huge.
Friday
next week.
That's a tough game. I don't expect anything from that, to be honest with you. I think if you look at our next sort of 5 games,
we'll talk about that because obviously we'll give you January in a minute. Back in the chat quickly before we move on. I think Fab back in goal will change things for good. Anderson was brilliant. Off a centre mid. What do you guys think? Yeah. Fabianski, obviously, again, it's timing for Moyes, Fabianski coming back, obviously, I think that was more or less like the bullet that killed Pellegrini. I think Alan Shearer said that on Match of the Day as well. His injury really added to the pressure. Him coming back is brilliant. That was brilliant. Anderson, listen, hopefully it continues. It's the first game. Bounce. Hopefully it lasts a couple more games, but it's after that initial bounce, like Paul said just a minute ago, it's where we go from now. Do you think Moyes will take the club cup more seriously this time around? Hope so. We are going to talk about that in a minute. And what team do you want to see in the cup? I want the strongest team possible. 2 kids in there. Right. So let's talk about that. Let's just flash up my thing. Here we go. So we're going to talk about the FA Cup now. Hopefully we'll have claret and blue ones on by the end of the season. So FA Cup returns. Gillingham. I did a little preview earlier. A team we've got a good record against. Last time we played them, Marlon Harewood scored the winner in the Championship. I think he needs to take it seriously. On the questions, I think he needs to. I think again, it's like like in wrestling, they say a cheap pop. So David Moyes wants a cheap pop. A good team out in the cup, get through a couple of rounds.
Yeah, Yeah, 100%, mate. It'll do wonders for confidence of the fans, confidence for the players. Yeah, 100%, mate. Completely agree. We need to put a team out, take it serious. Whether going past Gillingham, he does the same thing, different story. But yeah, like you say, mate, like a cheap
Hope
pot.
so. Because the second round's always on my birthday.
It depends. It depends how we're doing. It does. It depends how we're doing. You know, his brief is to keep West Ham in the Premier League, just like it was last time. And maybe now he's got an 18-month contract instead of a 6-month contract. He'll be looking a bit more long term. But he knows as well to get the fans on side, decent run in the cup. It's whether it's the instructions he gets from board level, because let's not pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, I don't agree with that switching form on and off. No. And another thing that killed Pellegrini, Oxford game and things like that, you can't switch it on and off. You can't decide whoever plays, you know, you're still West Ham and that goes down as a loss. No, you still got the atmosphere on a training ground the next couple of days. If you win, West Ham have got 2 wins in a row. Yeah. That's a completely different training ground. Yeah. What sort of changes do you want to see, mate, or if any? I'll be honest, maximum of 2 or 3 changes in there. I think, like for me, before I let you in, I think could probably bring Doppin and rest one of Bueno. I wouldn't rest both. To be a game you could bring Zabaleta in, maybe. Rest Rice. Noble.
I think it's options, isn't it? It's options. Like
Lanzini get some minutes.
You know, I would want to see, like you say, mate, I'd want to see Diop come in. I'd bring in Lanzini. I would play Ajay.
I said Ajay.
Just for a chance for Moyes to see him. And for me, if he plays, that's kind of a last chance for him, for Ajay, to show what he can do. But there's not a massive amount of options. Who else can he bring in? Like you say, Zabaleta.
Ben Johnson was fit. I played Ben Johnson, but I don't think he is fit.
I don't think he is fit.
See, there was rumours that Nathan Holland might play, but then there's rumours that, we'll discuss it in the transfer news, but there's rumours that he's going to Oxford on loan now.
So, like you say, Masuaku will probably start. There ain't that many options.
I don't want to see Carlos Sanchez.
See, that's the thing, though. You're talking about resting the likes of Rice and Noble. If he does, then Sanchez is going to have to play.
I think Lanzini could play there, though. I think Mark and Lanzini could play there, like in that sort of deep line playmaker role. Not so much a CDM, but like as a deep line playmaker. Played there before a couple of years ago. I don't know whether Antonio will be fit. If he is, I wouldn't risk him for that game. Actually, I would rather have him for the Sheffield United game. It's just something different.
Yarmolenko could come in.
Yarmolenko, maybe. Yeah, that's another one. I don't want to see Fabianski in goal as well. I like Martin, and I think Martin would do a job in a cup game. But no, come on, man! All this cup goalkeeper stuff, it does my nutting. It really does. It does me nutting. Right, so we've got 8 comments. I've got to fly back into the comments here. Neil says, we do need to take it seriously as we need the momentum to keep going forward. Exactly what I said. Sacco free, would you take him back? Oh, listen, good striker. We talked about him last week, but no way.
I didn't even know he was still playing.
Well, he was only young, isn't he? He must only be about 28, 29.
No. Yeah, for Sacco.
But look, whilst I'm going through these comments, yeah. Ken Amber says, I'm going to Gillingham. We must put out a strong team. We don't want another Wimbledon. And if we had a cup run, he will respect from the fans for respecting his age yet?
He's 30 years old.
Oh.
I'm just curious to see what his record is in recent seasons, and it's not really great, to be honest with you. So nah.
Holland should start. Evening Standard says Noble and Cresswell are injury doubts and unlikely to be risked for Sunday. Antonio is still out. Yeah, they might just be injuries rather than actual proper injuries. But I say we can make some changes, but nothing. I want a team that could compete in the Premier League. Stephen Baptiste says Moyes said he's going to take the cup seriously.
Of course he did.
Says, yeah, no better way for Moyes to get the fans on side than the couple of good go. Johnson is not fit. I didn't think he was, but I do like him. He's a good youth player in for the future. I think we'll be very lucky to come away from Bramall Lane with anything more than bloody noses. Obviously, that's the Sheffield United game. This might be a game to play 5 at the back. Yeah, I suppose he could experiment in this game a little bit and try these things out. And do you think Fab will be rested? He's the only one just come back from injury. I want to rest him.
I don't think he would. He's a goalkeeper. You know, it's not like he's an on-field player running around for 90 minutes. I think for goalkeepers, they need to build up the minutes rather than play one game and rest. So I think, if anything, it'd be the opposite. I think he'll be played to get that fitness back.
Yeah. A few other things I want to discuss, mate. About another sort of 15, 20 minutes. I assume you would have read this yourself, mate. London Stadium losses. Posted another loss of about 17 million. There's two sides to this, actually. Like, again, I quote Gonzo all the time, but he just made some really great videos. He said, there's fans celebrating, thinking, you know, every year it loses money, more likely that West Ham will get it. Then on the other thing, do you think there's an argument that where it's also a company that owns it, not so much the government, there's a risk that it could just be out of business, West Ham have no home?
No. I don't think that's. I don't think that is a possibility whatsoever. If it goes out of business, they can't kick us out.
But we're just a rented tenant, aren't we?
Yeah, with a 99-year lease. Just because the company running it goes bankrupt, it doesn't mean they can kick us out.
I suppose it goes into a liquidation, doesn't it? And then someone buys the contract.
Yeah, they can't just vacate the lease like that. If the stadium will just be empty, they're not just going to sit there with an empty stadium. It literally wouldn't happen. There's absolutely no chance that would happen. Every year the stadium loses money. I do think there's more chance that we'll end up being given the stadium or buying the stadium for a token fee. But then on the flip side of that, the only reason for our owners to buy the stadium is for selling the club, because it's an asset. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, the club's got no assets apart from its players. So the only reason that the owners would buy the stadium is to have an asset for when they sell the club. They're not going to buy it before then. Why would they? They're paying £2.5 million a year rent.
And you're seeing it lose £17 million a year. Why are you going to buy it at the minute?
Yeah, exactly. There's no chance. So that's not going to happen. Our board would be happy enough to let this run on as long as they can.
What do you make of the London Stadium so much? But someone made a really good point. Moyes' contract, obviously 18 months. In 18 months' time, is the actual time up for they can sell the stadium with no... not sell the stadium, sell the club.
With no penalty.
No penalty. So what do you make of that?
I think that'll be it, mate. Obviously, it does depend on where we are as a club. But I think that's definitely what the board are waiting for. They always talk about handing the club down through their families. But really, Jack Sullivan, is he going to take on the club? Is he? I know the goals...
X put it out the other day. I don't know if you see it. X put out, he goes, I believe that the club will be handed down. And that sent shivers down my spine.
I seriously hope not. That frightens the life out of me. It frightens
the life out of me. I do not want that at all. Because you know, aging David Sullivan, like 85 years old, will still have these hands on the steering wheel.
Like, from their point of view, even from Jack Sullivan's point of view, if I was Jack Sullivan, I'd be looking at that thinking, do I really want all that grief? Do I really want that ag from a fan base that clearly doesn't want his family running the club? Or they could sell the club for 500 million and go off into the sunset even richer than they already are. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he would even want it. I really don't.
I hope not. Okay, transfer news very, very quickly. So, a few players linked today. Edson Fernandez, I think that's how you pronounce it. CDM, a young 21, apparently friends with a lot of the players in the West Ham Academy, apparently. I think it was Xande Silva, that guy called
Cardoso.
Diu, is that the bloke? He's called at the club at the minute.
Who?
And that young Portuguese guy that we signed about a year ago. Diu, I think.
Masak Jew.
Something like that, yeah. Someone was
Cardoso. like you say,
obviously, he put that very tweet out, Instagram post with the crossed hammers and a Joker card. Now, a lot of people are jumping on the Joker card saying that, is that just them going, oh, West Ham are having a laugh here if they think they can have me? Or, as you pointed out, mate, seems to be a thing that he regularly does with cards and stuff.
Yeah, and according to the In the Nose, he wants to come. Apparently, his mum lives in London, so he's got family ties because he's been linked quite heavily with Man United as well.
Yeah.
But apparently, London's a big draw for him because of the family, and like I say, connections with the youth players at the club already. So it sounds like he wants to come. Fantastic player. I broke into the Portugal team, so he's playing in the actual Portugal team. Someone else pointed out the last youth player to do this ended up going to Atletico Madrid for £100 million. So yeah, I hope it happens. He seems like just the player we need. But I think if the terms being bandied about are correct, so it seems to be an 18-month loan with an option to buy at the end of it. That is the only way I can really see it happening. We're not going to spend 20, 30, 40, 50 million on this kid. But if we can get him for that 18-month loan with an option, then I can definitely see it happening. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's like like what Leicester did with Yuri Tillemans. If he comes in, does a job, and then you get the first option on him. I hope it happens. I'm very sceptical. I really do hope that happens. It's just what we need. Another one, very heavily linked, is that Bel Barbosa name. I did a little thing about him yesterday, about where he plays and his attributes and all the next Neymar, next Icardi. We've all heard that before. I think if there's a chance of getting this guy in, we've got to go for him. Again, it's another one.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, it sounds like 20 million is enough to get it done, which seems not a lot of money in today's market. 20 million is nothing.
No, it's not.
I didn't watch the World Club Cup final because that's who he plays for in it, Flamengo.
Yeah, Flamengo. Yeah.
But a couple of the guys in work are Liverpool fans, and I asked them what they thought of him in that game, and they said he looks good. He looks really decent. I think it was him. Someone had a really good. I think it was a bicycle kick or something to keep it saved. So. Yeah, 100%, 20 million. It seems a no-brainer, and he's that South American gamble that Sullivan loves as well.
That is exactly what I said in my transfer fee. It wouldn't surprise me because of that South American thing that he loves. Is there any other major one? Oh, Randolph. Obviously, there was a bid rejected apparently for Randolph today.
I saw again today that apparently we're going to go in with another bid tomorrow, an improved bid, and if that's knocked back, then we'll go for Begovic, or there's another goalkeeper whose name escapes me. Etheridge.
Oh yeah. Cardiff.
Yeah. So apparently, if we don't get Randolph, then it'll be one of those two we turn our attentions to. So.
Yeah. Who's handling the transfers now? Who Sirius has gone? Moyes actually touched on that in his press conference today. He said that they are looking for a director of football at the moment. And he's very open to working with one.
That's very interesting. I would have thought that Sullivan would be rubbing his hands together, saying that he can sign all the players again. But I didn't know we were looking for another director of football. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think Moyes said it about the Red Bull Lispeg. I always get that name wrong. Saying that Lipspeg. I don't know.
Lipzig.
Saying that he likes that model. That model of club, the way it's run, so he'd be very open to being that style.
Any potential hints there, mate? 18 months until the club can be taken over. Red Bull coming in. Is he trying to sweeten up his potential new bosses?
Yeah, Red Bull West Ham. Would you guys in the chat? There you go. Would you guys in the chat take Red Bull West Ham be a better run club? Players, a youth set up, a training facilities. We have to be called Red Bull West Ham.
They wouldn't. I don't think they're allowed to change the name. I'm pretty sure Premier League rules. There's Premier League rules.
I don't know. Mate.
I'm almost certain because when this was being talked about before, when Red Bull were linked with us, yeah, they didn't change their name though, did they?
Wasn't there talk though? Like changing the badge, changing the thing,
changing the badge and the colours.
Probably can't.
Changing the badge and the colours is one thing, but I'm sure when it come up before,
there's changed. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's Premier League rules that will stop that from happening. Or but I don't know. But I'd take Red Bull taking over us. I tell you, RB West Ham
as well. Money. Who would take it in the chat? Go on, have a little poll now. Yes or no? Just very quickly, just post that in the comments. Yes or no? There's 50 of you watching. Go on, I want to see this. Yes or no? Would you have Red Bull West Ham? Gary's page says yes. Yeah. Any other transfer news? I did a few. Morgan Sanson, a name that keeps coming up.
Been linked with him for years.
Good player, French player. I like French players. Rabiot, yeah, I bet.
Again, he's a player we were linked with a few years ago.
No chance though. Aarons as well. Max Aarons linked with him.
You guy at Sanderberg.
Yeah.
Still. Kessie, although I don't think a lot of people have been talking about Kessie, but I don't think there's been any rumours that we're being for him.
No, I spoke to that guy who's on Twitter, the one who sort of he did the Haller stuff and Pellegrini, Nico Shariva or something like that. His name is. So I talked to him on Twitter quite a lot, and I said to him, is there anything in regards to the Kessie? He said at the moment it's all just smoke and mirrors. It's all rumours at the moment. Most likely is Fernandes. Is the most likely, in his opinion, that could happen for West Ham. Let's just go back into the chat here. Yeah, we've got yeses. Oh, sorry. We've got yeses. There's still the same rule about the name in Germany. They are still able to change it. Yes. Yes, please. Top 6 Red Bull. Why not? And yes. Good, interesting conversation, that. Like I say. Yeah, so that's enough for the transfer news. Thing to touch on here. Planned protest for the Everton game, mate. A group of about 7,000, I believe, that are planning a protest in the Everton game. What is your opinion on that? Everyone has a right to protest, and there is things to protest about.
Oh yeah. So if you're going to protest, for me, I have to say I haven't read anything about this one. No, if 100%, like you say, mate, everyone's got a right to protest. If you're going to protest against the board, absolutely. That's true.
It's very true, yeah.
So if you're going to protest, for me, I don't want to see a protest during the game. Not
Do you know what Lee said? Do you know what Lee said? Lee thought of a really good idea. If you wanted to protest, that got really I hope it doesn't again. Got to a point where you want to make a protest. One of the biggest messages I think you could, when a DJ cuts the music of margins always riding, everyone don't sing. Everyone don't sing. But on a television game, no one sing. What would that do? You know what I mean? As a message. I know we all love the song, and it's about getting the fans ready. But that was such a message, that would.
Yeah, like I said, I think for protest. Not during the game. If protest before the game, after the game, outside the stadium, or stay in the stadium after the game's finished. But I don't think we're protesting the board, not the team, not the manager, the board. And I wouldn't want to see anything. Yeah, the Burnley thing happened during the game, and that needed to happen. Yes, that needed to happen. Things got to a boiling point, and it just got too much, and it went off. But that wasn't planned. That was spontaneous. That was something that just happened. Planned protests, 100%. I personally don't think they should be affecting the game. So yeah, before the game, after the game, outside the stadium, 100%. I'll protest against these owners all day long. But I wouldn't want it to affect the team or to affect the manager.
Or Moyes, yeah, that's it. Gary says, that one. Have you heard the story about Brady went straight down after the game in the tunnel? Yeah, that's apparently the Pellegrini one. Yeah,
it didn't happen. They did it to Grant, didn't they? But he managed to get his post-match interview done before he got sacked. So he was already quite a way down the tunnel. So I don't think it was literally after the game in the tunnel, like apparently Avram Grant was, or she sacked him in the cupboard or something in the tunnel. That's what I read. There's like a little room off of the tunnel that she pulled him into and sacked him. But Pellegrini, I think, because he did his post-match interviews and everything, didn't he? And I'm guessing after that he went away. I know the team was kept behind, and the bus left without him, but the team was kept behind to be told. So I'm guessing they took him into an office and they told him then. I don't think it was as brutal as Grant was in the tunnel, right, you're fired.
Yeah. Right, so a couple more things. So, sort of like a January little preview. We always do this at the beginning of every month. So, games coming up. Gillingham, Sheffield United, Everton, Leicester, and that one there that you can't see under there, let me just move that, is Liverpool. Some bloody hard games in there. All of them games. Bogey team Everton.
All of them are hard games.
Yeah.
For me, looking at that, I'd be targeting. I'd say if we get 4 points, if we get 4 points, I think we've done well. I think we've got to be targeting the Everton game as a win, and then Sheffield United a point, Leicester maybe we can get a point. Liverpool is pretty much a write-off. But I think if we can get 4 points from those games, I think that's realistic expectations.
Yeah, hard run that is. Like you say, 4 points. It probably would be just about all right, a win and a draw, maybe. Like I say, if we were to beat Sheffield United, then you start getting that feeling back of we can win games, but I don't know, it could turn around very quickly if we lose that game. What's this? West Ham Toro Rosso United. West Ham Williams. Right, so predicted for final finish now, mate. Now that Moyes is in, what do you reckon now?
Who knows, mate? The table's still so close. It's still so close. If we go on, if we beat Gillingham, start getting that feel-good factor back. If we get a decent result against Sheffield United, if we get a win or an away draw, then who knows, mate? We could go on, and it would not be hard for us to jump up the table into around that 10th spot again. It really wouldn't. It wouldn't take long. Little run, and you're right back in there. But at the same time, if we come out of these January fixtures with no points, well, you're looking over your shoulder again.
Big trouble again, aren't we? Yeah.
So I wouldn't. Who knows, mate? I really wouldn't be able to put a position on it at the moment.
Last thing I want to talk about, mate, and this literally is the last thing now. So we talked about 10 games in, halfway point. Where do you stand with it now? Some of the goals being disallowed are absolutely ridiculous at the minute.
Yeah, the goal against Liverpool the other day was absolutely shambolic.
The Wolves one, yeah.
Yeah, the Wolves one. That was absolutely ridiculous. They're completely and utterly insane. I can't believe that, like, in margins that tight. And I said to you at the time, mate, if that was any other club, if that was against anyone apart from Liverpool, that goal stands.
You see the Jack Grealish one? You see his heel was offside?
Yeah, that was the day before, wasn't it? Yeah, because he was coming back, and decisions like that. And I've always said this, and I was saying it again at the weekend. And even again, I know a few Liverpool fans in work, they were agreeing with me. The fact that goals like that are being given offside is wrong. They need to change the offside rule. They have to change the offside rule. I like VAR. I think it's a good thing, but it needs to be quicker. And in its current state, it's not accurate enough. We need to change the offside rule.
It was a great comment. I just put that
up. But see, for the Cresswell red card overturned. In my opinion, that was the right decision. I don't think that was a red card. I don't even like.
I think he was stupid going into that tackle.
I don't think he was. He completely cleanly won the ball.
No. He's stupid going into for a tackle that rash. Like he went in a bit over the top.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I genuinely don't. I don't think he was. It was a tough tackle. Don't get me wrong. It was hard. You could kind of argue he was out of control, but because he completely hooked the ball away, I thought it was a good tackle. To be honest with you, I thought it was fine.
I'm glad it went that way. Yeah. So with VAR, I think there's still some things to be changed with, and it's not so much VAR. It's the rules around VAR need to be looked at, like clear daylight with offside, things like that, like the Pookie one as well against Tottenham. That was a great ball, that was, and then they just chucked it off because he's like hair was offside or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't like the handball rule at the minute either. When a ball's kicked against someone's arm and they score from it, to be ruled off, completely accidental, unintentional, I don't like that at all. If you're gonna do that, then make it the other way as well, so that if it's a defender's hand, regardless of intent, it's a penalty. Obviously, they can't do that because you'll have situations where players will literally just be kicking the ball at players' hands. But that just shows how ridiculous it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Okay, I think we'll end it there. I've got a couple of little images I want to flash up. So the Sheffield United game, those fans out there, remember this and enjoy it. I hope I'm not made to laugh at that. Last few comments. Toenail offside, needs to go. Yeah, totally agree. VR was brought in by the Premier League to stop City winning the league, and it will help Liverpool win the league. I agree with that. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist with the Liverpool thing. And I want to end the show, guys, with my favourite GIF the last decade.
Sir Colton.
Sir Colton. There you go. He's appeared on the show. Yeah, that's my GIF of the decade. Let's hope 2020 gives us even more. Until then, guys, thank you for joining episode 99. Join us next week, episode 100 of the Free Hammers podcast. If we don't get a guest on, you can come and join the party. Until then, guys, anyway, get through that FA Cup. Cheers.